Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Queer Talks, presented by Center for Artistic Revolution on this afternoon. My name is Jose Gutierrez.
And I'm Katrina Crisp.
And this is Queer Talks. So this is our second podcast. We want to first thank our guests that we had last time, Mickey B, Miss Jasmine, Zachary, and Ray. Thank you all for being our special guests last time. And we will have special guests on today as well. They'll be joining us a little bit later. But first, we want to talk about a few things that are coming up. So
I guess first and foremost, we should talk about voting. Election day is next Tuesday, the 8th. You have up until the day before Election Day to still participate in early voting. And some good facts to know is that you don't have to go to your designated polling place for early voting. You just have to remain within your county. Google is amazing and Google's infinite wisdom. And if you just type in early voting, tons of information will come up. You'll see all of the local polling places close to you. It also gives you a rundown of not just who the presidential nominees are, but also local issues that are on the ballot for you to vote on. So go ahead and check that out. I myself went down to the Markham location here in downtown Little Rock. There's one on Orange in North Little Rock across from North Little Rock High School. Tons and tons of places, and the polling people are super nice. Remember, they will ask you to show ID. You are not mandated nor required to show your ID. You just have to fill out some paperwork. I recently moved over the summer. They asked if my address had changed, and it did, and I did all that, and they sent me a new voter registration card, and I was still allowed to vote that day. So make sure you get out and vote. We're up against a pretty, this is definitely historical. I would even dare say probably more historical than last night's World Series game. So go vote. Wherever you fall, go vote. Just make sure you're going out and make sure your voice is heard, and contrary to everything that people say, our voices do matter. Ours specifically do matter, especially those within the age group of 18 to 35. You need to go out and vote, if for nothing else than to show statistically that we did come out, literally, and that we showed up and made our voices heard. So, you want to talk about phone bank? And then
how about the Cubs win?
Hey, that's pretty cool. I'm not a huge baseball fan, but like that was pretty awesome. Did you watch the game last night?
I did not, because I had to. Oh yeah, I slept in. But I do have a friend in Chicago that was on the streets at the bar, and I had family down there as well. And he is not a sports person, but he was living it up. He was amazed at Chicago last night and how awesome they were. Just the fans, I guess it's something that they really wanted to happen, and it finally happened 108 years later. But that just shows that, I guess, with effort and resilience, from a deficit of 3-1 to win the World Series, that's pretty amazing. I'm not a big fan of baseball. The uniforms, I guess, that's about it.
You all have nice butts. Like no like body shaming
bubbled.
Or anything, but they've got really nice butts.
Extremely. I had a friend in high school who used to play baseball, and he met my sister, and my sister was like, "Wait, turn around, let me see your butt." And he was like, "Why?" He was like, "Well, I heard all baseball players have nice butts, so let me see." He turned around, he thought he had a nice butt. It wasn't there, but this was just high school, so, but...
Pretty awesome game, and went into the 10th inning, so that was pretty cool that it went into an extra inning. It was very intense game, very intense moments, and I was very happy to watch it with a friend of ours who is an extreme baseball fan, like extreme. So it was really cool. It was definitely very historic. So good job, Cubs.
Yes, when football season starts getting better, then I'll be your football guy there. But otherwise, baseball gets over. Now let's focus on football and basketball and rugby and everything else. So we do have a few events coming up this week that we want to talk about. There is the Mandela's event that we have next Thursday here at the center. So it's a Mandela workshop. It's free to the public. It's just a relaxation and meditation segment where you come into the center and you just draw mandalas. I mean, simple as that. You kind of take a break from life, work, and everything else that's going on around you. You come in, center yourself, and just take, some time for yourself, self-care. There's going to be drinks, there's going to be light snacks. If you are more than welcome to bring your own drinks, that's actually encouraged. Just whatever makes you feel comfortable. There's going to be music, there's going to be an instructor kind of walking you through the whole process of relaxation and so that'll be awesome, and that'll be next Thursday at 6 o'clock here at the center. It's at 1800 Scott Street, Little Rock, downtown. We are, if you don't know where we're located at First Presbyterian Church. So just ring the buzzer tomorrow, 6 o'clock.
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday. Next Thursday, 6 o'clock. See you here for the Mandalas workshop. Also, this coming up Sunday, we have the Arkansas Suicide Prevention Walk, and
yeah, the Arkansas Foundation for Suicide Prevention puts on an annual walk called the Out of the Darkness Walk, and it's to raise awareness around suicidal ideation, suicidal tendencies, suicidal completion, the whole gamut. Being in the LGBTQ community, we are all too familiar with our people, our family, taking their own lives, and facing the struggles that they go through every day that cause them to even start thinking in that way. So this has been a walk that C.A.R's been involved in for the past few years, on and off. We are very passionate about it. Our youth especially. We try to raise awareness around self-care, like Jose was talking about. So it's really awesome that we're starting to do these community events to raise awareness around self-care and doing meditation and building community and sharing food and art and everything like that. So for this Sunday at 12 o'clock, we'll all be meeting at the Clinton Center. I encourage everybody to get there as early as possible and know that parking is going to be an issue. So be prepared. You'll probably walk further getting to the event than you will actually walk in the event. It's not a big walk. It's just around the River Market, around that parking lot in the Clinton Center. We will be there as C.A.R and with other fellow community members, and we will be walking for our fallen femme sister, Amanda Arkansas Harris. She is trying to do this without. She is amazing. She was amazing, and she touched so many people, and Arkansas was always her home, even though she had built such a tremendous life for herself in San Francisco. So some of her family, a lot of her friends in the community, and us as well, will be walking in her memory. We will be celebrating her life, definitely. I mean, there will be tears, but we will be definitely, femming it up. Apparently we'll all be wearing very bright boots to walk in. So, she loved pink. She loved all things glitter, anything that just screamed femininity she was all about. So please, put on your best and come out and walk with us. You can look for folks wearing the C.A.R t-shirt. I think Jose said he's going to be wearing his. It looks just like these here. I will be glammed, painted for the gods for Amanda. And so the walk will start at 12. Immediately following the walk, give or take about 30 minutes, we're also going to do a late brunch. Again, building community, sharing food at your house, I believe, right?
yes.
All the information, all the details are going to be on the C.A.R Facebook page, so please go there. You'll also find a link to register. There's no cost. You can find sponsors to sponsor you, and they'll donate money towards the overall cause. All of that will go to Arkansas Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Amazing organization. We totally support them. And you can just put on there that you're walking with Team Arkansas. So, or that you're walking with C.A.R or something, they'll know what you're talking about. So definitely come out and hang out with us. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a day filled with celebration and love and light and all things femme, which I'm crazy about. So, yeah.
Yes, so see you all Sunday for the walk and for the memorial celebration in honor of Amanda. So yes.
Yes.
Last night we also had a phone bank by the AUCC, which is the Arkansas United Community Coalition. And they were here last night doing calls, encouraging voters that are registered, especially Latino voters that are registered, to go out and vote and make their voice count. So they were here last night, and we'll have some of them later on in our segment to talk a little bit about the importance of going out and vote within the minority communities. So stay tuned for that. And our regular schedule, as always, DISC meets every Friday. So tonight they'll be meeting starting at 6:30. That's when the meeting starts, but the drop-in center is open from 3 o'clock. So you can always come, chill, get to know the space before the meeting starts. And they go on till 9 o'clock p.m. Well, 9 a.m., right? It's from 6:30 to 9 p.m. And so if you are a youth that is 13 to 22 years old, please come, share space with other youth like yourself. It's a pretty fun environment and very educational environment as well. And so please come and join us if you're able to. We encourage you. Other than that, I think that's it for current events happening here at the center and around the center.
Go vote.
Go vote.
Go register to walk with us on Sunday.
Yes. And stay tuned for our next segment where we'll have special guests. Yes. Anyways, I can't sing, but so this past Tuesday night, Revolución LGBTQ, one of the programs of C.A.R. celebrated Dia de los Muertos, where we had food. We had traditional Dia de los Muertos pan, candied squash, tamales, champurrado. If you don't know what none of that is, look it up. Get your mouth watering.
Man.
It was delicious. We had about 20 to 25 people here for that meeting where we painted skulls and just kind of like togetherness, community building, and we played charades and we did other games and just getting to know the new people that were here. We also have 2 altars, one that has been here for a few weeks, in honor of Amanda, and another one that we place right next to her, which has been here since the Orlando incident happened, and we kind of combined those two, and we made 2 altars for the victims of Orlando and Amanda, and we're going to give you a small tour of those altars here in a second.
Yeah, do you want to... you and I have had conversations about why it's so problematic for people who are not native to Latino, Latina, Latinx communities, and why appropriating that culture, like sugar skulls, etc., for Dia de los Muertos, why that's so problematic, why it's not a costume.
Yeah, it's very problematic, first of all, to wear something that's so traditionally embedded in our culture, but also that's celebrated, that's special, that's meaningful, that means something. So to see someone else, first off, appropriate that without knowing the history behind it and not actually celebrating Dia de los Muertos, that is where the problem comes in. So if you're not actually celebrating Dia de los Muertos, if you haven't been celebrating it, if you're not getting to know what that means and the really intense meaning behind it, just don't wear it. It's not a Halloween costume. Dia de los Muertos is totally separate from Halloween, and
it's sacred.
It is very sacred. I personally have never celebrated Dia de los Muertos, so I would never wear a sugar skull. It's part of my culture, it's part of where I come from, but I've never celebrated just because I had a different upbringing where we didn't even celebrate Halloween. So Dia de los Muertos it's a little bit more out there. It's a more sacred ritual celebration.
And I'm all things makeup and femme, so I follow a lot of beauty bloggers that are out there, and I have to say I'm very proud of the beauty community, the ones that I've seen, and granted there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people, and I only follow a very small percentage of that, but by and large, the people that I follow have been very respectful and have been, taking the time to not dive into that where so many people do for Halloween looks, and it's wonderful for me to see that. And then I do follow a couple of Latina beauty bloggers, and they did their kind of take on it, but also talked a lot about culture, about the significance of it, and why they themselves do it, because they honor that, because they celebrate it, because it is part of their personal family culture. So.
Yes. Yeah, so that's one thing that I always keep in mind. If you're gonna dress up with a sugar skull or something, before you do any of that, learn what it's about. Don't just jump on the bandwagon. Popularity here in the United States for Dia de los Muertos, sugar skull has risen so much those last few years, but a understanding of why that is such an important yearly thing for not only Mexicans, Central Americans celebrate it too. So it's just educate yourself on the meaning of it and the importance of it, and that it means a lot to someone that may see you wearing it, and they're going through a loss and they're really honoring their muertos, and to see someone else that's just carrying it on for fun or for something that's they don't really take seriously, that can be very offensive and hurtful, just because it's very personal to some people. So be mindful of that, educate yourself on what Dia de los Muertos is and why it's celebrated and why it's done.
And I think the key there is to educate yourself. It is not anybody within the Latinx community to educate you. It's not their responsibility to seek you out, and it's not for you to go and pull them aside and say, oh, hey, I have these questions, because they can only speak for themselves and their personal families. But you can always go to different organizations. You can come to C.A.R. I mean, we're very much open books, and we can talk to you about why it's problematic and maybe some other suggestions around it. There are, about a million other things that you can do. I saw there's a lot of people that did really awesome skull makeup, and it was real total glam. It had nothing to do with sugar skull or anything like that. It was just recreating a skull, a human skull, and then making it they had there's a couple of pictures going around where they melt off half of their face, and it's total super, super glam, and then just this skull, and that was awesome. And that, you make it your own that way, not appropriating something that means so much to some people.
I heard someone say skulls are universal. Yes, skulls are universal,
right?
But if you decorate it as a calavera, as a Catherine, come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't white-splain it.
Yeah, please don't do that. But I also painted my face last week, and I will show you a picture of that. It's pretty amazing. It was just happened out of nowhere. I was bored, and I had makeup, paint, and glitter, because you always have glitter around.
I painted my face. I went as a deer. I was kind of trying to do the Snapchat filter thing, but then went a little bit more into that and played with a lot of contouring and highlighting, and I'll share a picture of that as well.
Is that what that was? No, I knew it was a baby deer, but
not a cat. Everyone kept saying, you're a cat because you're a cat. I'm like, no, I'm a deer. I had spots.
Yeah, those spots weren't very visible, but when I noticed it, I got the idea.
I'm working on getting better lighting in my vanity. I'm sorry. Okay.
But it was a very cute deer.
And we'll share those pictures with you. We'll show you what we did, and I'll link some beauty bloggers that I totally admire, and I encourage you all to follow. They're so amazing, and they're so supportive, and they're very outspoken about who they are and what they believe in, and their art and everything. And I love that they're women of color. I mean, that is so important. And men of color. I follow men of color that do makeup and everything too. I mean, just look at them, follow them. They talk a lot about their lives, and they give you a lot of really helpful tips on how to play with makeup, especially if you're one of the skulls or universal school people. Follow these people, look what they did, and just follow that.
Be
I mean,
creative. Do your own
yeah.
thing. I did my own thing. I was a blue bird. I don't know what that means. I was just a bird and a blue, and I had feathers and glitter all over my face.
And she looked like a sister of perpetual indulgence. She was killing it, tearing it up, and I was all for it.
Yeah, I was really proud of myself. So if for next year, if you need face painting, please contact me. I will be starting my just kidding. But we are very artistic here, so if you need any ideas or anything for next year or any events, please contact us, and
sure.
we'll be glad to share some other stuff. And if you have fun costumes that you dressed up as this Halloween, please add them down in the comment section. We'll love to see them and kind of like judge you, not just play.
Judge you.
But maybe share ideas with other people as well. So, because I know a lot of my people here in Little Rock are very creative.
And follow this hashtag. I'll put a hashtag right here for you to follow. I haven't come up with it yet, so that's why I'm just gesturing in this area. But we'll do a hashtag, hashtag us your pictures, and we'll share them on our CAR Facebook and in our newsletters and everything. We definitely want people to start understanding that, makeup and costuming it's all your own. Make it your own. Don't appropriate something and be hurtful. Do something that's unique and modern and totally you. So, you ready for the tour?
Yes.
You ready for the tour?
I don't think you're ready.
Playing like director/videographer, so you're going to see a lot of Jose, but he's going to take you through the altars and explain everything, and then, give you some details. And if you have any questions about maybe doing your own altar, or you definitely want to share pictures of your altars, again, just share that with us. We'd love to see what y'all do to honor your fallen friends. Okay.
So this is the altar that we have dedicated to the 49 from the Orlando incident. We have all their pictures, names, and some candles lit for them. Just a few skulls that were painted the night of Revolucion, Dia de los Muertos. Some of them aren't here. A lot of people took their skulls because they were more meaningful and personal, and they took them home and put them at their own altars at the house. Here we have a heart that has shredded money in there. And that was done by our beloved friend, Amy. And she passed away. She used to be a great asset to Corazon, our event that we have annually. She would always donate some of her work. So that's a special piece at the altar in honor of her. And over here we have Amanda's altar, where we have a picture, some candles, just some of the stuff that are meaningful. Disc, she was a great, she was a member of DISC. She was one of the founding members, so that's very dear to our hearts and DISC. Here we have a calavera with her name on it. And we don't have any food on our altars just because our location and where we are. We're in the basement of a church, so we're not allowed to leave out any food or anything. So that's the reason why we don't have any edibles on the tables or flowers as well. But this altar will be at my house Sunday. So if you want to bring something that you want to put on Amanda's altar there, please do so. We encourage you. It's just our way of honoring and celebrating Amanda's life and work.
So this is Lucille Marie Hamilton's altar. Our center, youth space for our center, was named after her. She was a founding member of DISC, and we lost Lucy a few years ago, and it's still a struggle. There's still so many people involved with us and within the community that remember Lucy and Lucy's resilience. And one of our co-founders said that if we were to ever have a true youth space, that it would always be named after Lucy. And as of the past few years, we actually have a full dedicated youth space. So of course, we named it after Lucy. So one of our original youth members actually carved and painted this sign. We've had it forever. This is the LMH Youth Center logo. And then Lucy, of course, in all of her fierce and fabulousness. Yellow was her favorite color. Some feathers, and of course her yellow candle. So this is our permanent altar for Lucy. It's always here whenever you come into our center. It's the first thing you see, and we're very proud of it. And we're very proud to have Lucy a part of our lives every day.
Hola, mi nombre es Carolina Rivera y soy navegadora de Arkansas Unido. Y yo soy Leticia Reta, soy la representante de la coalición de Arkansas Unidos aquí en Little Rock y estamos trabajando para empoderar a la comunidad. En estas elecciones es muy importante que la comunidad salga a dar su voto. Estamos ayudando a toda la gente que necesita ayuda para transporte y para ir a las urnas y pues realmente ha habido bastante respuesta de la comunidad para ir a votar. Es importante que la comunidad no se quede sentada en casa si saben que están registrados, así que es muy importante eso.
Pues my experience como first time voting, it was pretty cool. Actual make your voice count by going to vote. Muy orgullosa, mis papás estaban de mí para ir a votar, ayudar a mis tíos, a mis familiares que no pueden votar, pero que por medio de mi voto también sus voces serán escuchadas. Es muy importante para todos los que tengan miedo to go vote y podemos ayudarles nosotros. Es un proceso muy fácil y cada voto cuenta, so cada voto puede hacer un major change.
Bueno, nosotros estamos ayudando a la comunidad en cuestión de que estamos haciendo bancos de llamadas. La noche anterior hicimos un banco de llamadas y estuvimos llamando como a 7,000 personas aquí con todos los voluntarios que estuvieron presentes y estamos animándolos a que no se queden sentados. Ir a votar a las urnas es muy fácil. ¿Sí? Lo más difícil es hacer un poco de cola y estar en el tiempo, perder el tiempo ahí, pero al final es gratificante porque logras dar tu voto, tiene que contar, tu voz se va a escuchar, el cambio que queremos ver se va a escuchar, se va a ver también. Entonces cuando llegues a las urnas no tengas miedo, si necesitas interpretación o si necesitan transporte pueden hablarnos a cualquier momento y podemos acompañarlos. Llegando a las urnas, las máquinas ahorita están en elecciones tempranas y se están utilizando máquinas y es muy fácil porque todo es electrónico y el día 8 de noviembre va a ser papeleta, cada uno va a llenar su papeleta pregunta por pregunta y ya se va a entregar en una máquina. Entonces si puedes hacer la votación temprana va a ser mucho mejor porque va a ser más rápido y no tienes que hacerla doble vez y podemos ayudarte este sábado si necesitas. Vamos a estar pendientes de cualquier persona que necesite ayuda. Bueno, pues nada más invitamos a la comunidad a que salgan. Necesitamos voluntarios también, Todas las personas pueden ayudar con transporte, pueden ayudar a llevar a otras personas que tengan miedo de las urnas. Necesitamos también voluntarios. Si ya votaste o no puedes votar, pero quieres hacer parte de esta diferencia, únete a nuestro equipo. Estamos esperando toda la ayuda que sea posible porque vamos a hacer la diferencia este año.
¿Y están ayudando nomás a gente que habla español o a toda la comunidad?
A toda la comunidad.
Yeah, we're helping all the community, and if people want to help out other people, we always need volunteers Saturday to take people just to polling places. Tuesday we're planning to have a watch party after the elections, 7:30 when it's the last time to the countdown to go vote. So if anybody wants to come join us, just let us know. Any volunteers that want to volunteer, just at least an hour, 30 minutes, anything helps us. But
Where's the watch party gonna be?
We're going to have it in Shooters. From 7 to 9 o'clock in the night. It's going to be on Tuesday. And just one more time, I want to remind you, we can help you. If you speak English or Spanish, we will try to find the right help for you. If you speak another language, we're going to help you either. We're going to find a help for you.
Well, thank you for being on Queer Talks with C.A.R. I thank you so much to both of you. Until next time, when we have you again as a guest.
Thank you.
Thank you so
for
much.
The invitation.
Anything else that you want to plug in for our viewers? Website, telephone numbers, or any information that you want the viewers to have in case they do need assistance in voting, how they can contact you?
Okay, well, my name is Leticia Reta, and you can find me on Facebook as Leticia Reta, or you can find Arkansas United Community Coalition.
It's our
You can
Facebook page.
like the page, and you can send a message, and we're gonna be helping you through the messages, and then if you leave a phone number, we can call you as soon as possible.
Exactly.
So-
And my name is Carolina, and as the navigator, I help out with any cases with immigration. Also, if you need help or any assistance in student loans or financial aid for college, also, I can help you out. So my number is 501-492-9937.
And is that number okay to go public, or do you? Okay. I want to make sure first. Well, thank y'all again for being on Queer Talks, and for all our viewers and listeners. See y'all next week.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.